Cool Figure TV. Revolutionary salute. Revolutionary salute. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the House of Revolution. You know I'm your humble host. The Yahweh of Revolution. Fear God is what our brother Karmelo had on his shirt. Free Karmelo. Before we get into that, y'all be sure to wipe y'all feet. That means hit the like button. You in the House of Revolution. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, y'all. Salute, family. Well, we got to get into this. The video done dropped. A bunch of disparities is in it. But we know our brother was defending himself. Let's get right into the content. Salute.
All right, so what you are looking at is the alleged footage from the Carmelo Anthony incident. And you're going to see him right there in the circle running away from the tent after the alleged stabbing. And you see a couple of people chasing him before he runs through the bleachers. He runs all the way down. And that is when he is stopped. Now they're going to show you some more close-up angles. And he continues to run right there. And he's running as someone who is scared, if I was to judge. And then they come up, and I assume that he is accosted by law enforcement. Yeah. You're going to see that entire...
They released this on Juneteenth. As they love symbolism. They love symbolism. It means everything to them. Releasing this on Juneteenth, tamper with, but it's to show that y'all niggas not free. We got this nigga. He's sitting in there doing 35. That's what it's all about. Juneteenth, you celebrating the freedom where they here in Texas, especially in the Galveston County area. Well, goddamn it, they say, well, we got this nigga. Y'all not free. That was the symbolism. We're dropping this video yesterday.
Your interaction as well. But then they're going to show you this blurred footage. Now, the footage is very blurred, but if you look closely inside the tent, you'll see some bodies moving. There you go. And there certainly seems like more than two bodies moving. And then there you see him once again running from the tent. Everybody is scattering. And they're going to show you once again another close-up. And if you look closely, once again, the images are very blurred, but it looks like more bodies than one. It looks like, he's actually surrounded. There's, there you can see two or three bodies moving around. And then that's when everyone scatters. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. I just received that footage. And of course, once again, it is very grainy. There's nothing to see there either way. But it definitely looks to my eye that there are more people involved in that scuffle than just two people. And it definitely looks like more than just a shove. It looks like, a definitely physical confrontation. Now, before we look at that video again, let's play the actual arrest video where you hear Carmelo Anthony basically crying. And, cooperating fully, being nice with the police.
The reason why they never showed the arrest video before or during the trial, because it humanized him. He has sympathy. He's not a cold-blooded murderer. He didn't want to have to defend himself. They wasn't going to humanize this boy, so they wasn't going to show it when he could help.
Police, yes sir, no sir. Definitely doesn't look like somebody who just committed a first-degree murder with malicious intent. Just listen to this.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443. I got these.
And here's what it shows. See, these officers, school officers, these officers already there. If Karmelo was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, these was the people who supposed to be removing Karmelo to begin with, not those angry Ku Klux Klan members.
And they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. Sorry. Anyway, he's on here like that. Oh, look here. How long? I know I'm not. Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Over here. I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay? Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now detained. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. That's gonna be a gate that's wide open there, and then you come to the victim from there. This is the alleged suspect. Okay. So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Stamina? Okay. A little personal there, okay? Just to make sure. Okay. All right. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me. Victim, we'll be on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the late suspect. Already, no. Research them. I don't know what happened. Up to you. It's up to you. This is cool. Let me do one more little check of you, okay? You don't mind ever reaching your pockets, anything like that? I'm wearing some little under. What's your name, man? Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo. Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay? I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay? All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay? All right. So your first name is Karmelo? Let's see, hold on one second. I don't know yet, man. Karmelo, Karmelo. Karmelo, what's your last name? A-N-T-H. We're ready, when? I'm 10th grade. You go to Emerson? No, sir. Where do you go? Centennial. Okay. I'm in 12th grade. 12th grade? Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me, okay, bud, all right? All right. Let me run this guy real quick. I haven't talked to him, man.
All right. And so there you see that arrest video. You hear him say that, yes, he put his hands on me. I told him not to, and he said it in a crying voice. But all the while he was respectful, saying yes, sir, no, sir, very articulate, spelling his name, as well as you heard him when he got into the car say, is he going to be all right? The officer says, I don't know yet, man. And so once again, it definitely, this betrays all of the narrative, which paints him as some angry.
It humanizes him. That's why they wouldn't play it during the trial or before the trial, because it shows him in a human light, sympathetic. Didn't want to do that. Sobbing, weeping. They knew what the fuck they was doing.
A thug who just wanted to go and kill someone.
And they should. In this retrial, they need to call that officer and need to ask that officer, did he seem sympathetic after the incident took place? And they need to get that officer on the stand. That officer can't lie, because we can hear that officer and we can hear Karmelo. Officer got to tell the truth. He absolutely seemed sympathetic and worried about what had happened to young Austin, but was also very distraught about him getting bullied.
No, that is definitely farthest from the narrative that they're trying to paint from this young man. Now, once again, we can go over all of the things that has came out. It is alleged, well known, that the Austin boys, the Metcalf boys, were known bullies around the town and around the school. Also, it was alleged that Karmelo was invited into the tent by somebody named Eddie. And when he got into the tent, Eddie kind of backed off, like he didn't invite him and he didn't know him. Then there was alleged that, both brothers took a swing at him, and he was surrounded by at least 2 other students. And so there was a outnumbering factor, or even a jumping factor. You can't really see in that video. We're going to watch it again. Nevertheless, the tool that he had wasn't a knife. It was like a utility tool, only like 3 inches long. And they said that the knife only went 2 inches into Metcalf's chest. And some allege that he was still sitting down and Metcalf fell on the tool as he was attacking him. Nevertheless, you see what happened with the trial. The Karmelo Anthony family has been under a lot of scrutiny. Even they've been threatened, various times. He's been much maligned in the media. Of course, we just saw what happened with the court case. No black jurors, a kangaroo court. The defense only called 4 witnesses. The defense attorney is now known to have had a previous law practice with the prosecutor, as well as he was a prosecutor himself who allowed 2 white boys to get off for killing a black boy early. And I haven't released that video as well, but there were several inconsistencies. There is much more video. There's actually, they're saying this plain, clear-cut video because, of course, these days students record. Those videos were never subpoenaed. Those videos were never put out. Hopefully they'll get put out now to clarify things. The defense lawyer seemed to have sold him up the river. There was no forensics specialist, self-defense expert, nothing on that behalf. And so the sentence as well, that he wasn't given, the second degree manslaughter or the negligent homicide, none of those options. He was given murder and sentenced to 35 years. And they said he was shipped out the next day. Normally, as my man Loon was saying, you don't catch the train until about 2 or 3 months. When you that means when you get convicted and you have to go to prison, you don't normally go out until 2 or 3 months. So they hurried up and shipped him out. But it has been reported that Karmelo is doing good in the jail, that he's not worried about any threats. People are standing behind him, steady getting business from lawyers. So he probably will get back in court. But nevertheless, it remains to be seen what really happened. Let's take a look at this video once again and see what we can decipher from it because of its poor quality. And this first video, once again, just shows him coming out of the tent. Now, you can't really see. You see a little scuffle in there. It looks like more than 2 or 3 people. And then he runs out and runs down, falls, and then somebody's chasing him. So he's not running. He's running as if he, once again, thinks somebody is still after him. He looks back around. Then he continues to run. He still, it looks like they may still be coming after him. Why would he continue to run? And then just stop right there. So I guess that is when you see the police in the other video begin to interrogate him. Now, once again, here's the close-up. If you look to the left of the tent, you see some movement there. It's about 2 or 3, shoves or pushes. And then once again, he runs off. And then here's another, once again, close-up. where once again, there's definitely not just the shove, as they're saying. There's a lot of movement there. And, you know, we're not able to really decipher what is truly going on. So hopefully this will once again make whoever has the real video put it out so people can stop speculating. But in my opinion, it definitely looks like there were more than two people involved in that altercation. And so once again, this is the case that everybody's covering, everybody's following. It has divided the nation, yet and still there are several similar cases that were not handled like this. And many of those cases, the attacker or the perpetrator was white and the attacker was non-white. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number.
You're going to want to save this for later. The judge in the Karmelo Anthony case has released two pieces of footage. One is the surveillance camera footage of the track field. We're going to be able to see it. It's grainy, but you'll be able to see the entire track field, and we're going to zoom in just under the tent where the stabbing took place. The other piece of footage is the body camera worn by the officer, the first officer arriving on the scene, as he interacts with Karmelo Anthony. So bear with me. Let's go through two pieces of footage. Don't leave. This is important. Let's start with the track and field clip. There is no audio, so let me give you a play-by-play. Under the yellow tent, that's where you should be watching right now. There's a little movement that you can see under the tent. I see a push and a shove. And then I see Karmelo leave. That's Karmelo at the top there. And he's running down these steps. Someone's chasing after him. They turn back. Karmelo keeps running. And he's running. And he's running. And a couple people are behind him. They're pursuing him. Let's try this. All right. Here, under the yellow, there's some pushing and activity you can see take place under there. Under the yellow tent, under that M there by the pole, you see a little bit of altercation right there. Right there. Push, push, push. Looks almost like a punch to me. Nothing happening now. Nothing happening now. Now I see somebody stepping towards somebody else. I see a push. Someone lunges back. Someone lunges forward. Looks a little bit more activity. And then there's Karmelo. He jumps out of there. There we go. Okay. Like I said, it's really hard to tell what happened, what took place. Really hard to tell what took place under that tent. But it looks to me like there was an altercation, which we know, which we believe took place. And I just want to watch this and see what happens towards the end while he runs back. My understanding, he's going to go back over to where his coach is and tell his coach what happened. And as you can see, people are chasing him down. Now I'm wondering, yeah, people are following behind him, pointing at him. Karmelo Anthony's under the tent. It looks like an altercation. It looks like some shoving. It looks like there are several people there really close in on Karmelo. I don't see major activity. But what can you really see from this far away? You know, this thing is zoomed in from across the field, and we're just watching the corner of the actual stadium. So we're not getting that much. Really hard to make this out. See, that's why the testimony of the witnesses became so key. And that's what people are really downplaying. They're downplaying how the witnesses that were all under the tent, right? So those witnesses that were under that tent were all teammates or friends of Austin Metcalf. Now, initially, the way that they described the event under that tent is a lot different than what they did when they went to trial. Major differences. We'll get to that. Let's go to the body cam footage to see the reaction of Karmelo Anthony right after this took place.
Hold on.
And I'm just protecting myself.
Where do you want me?
If somebody is shooting the victim, they need to be over there.
Under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443. I got the suspects. And they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. All right. Any weapons on you like that? Go ahead. Oh, look here.
How long? He put his hands up there. I know I'm not.
4-4, copy. I'll be around. Help me. Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Come over here. I'm going to put your handcuffs for now, okay? Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now detained.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained in handcuffs.
You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. That's the meat gate that's wide open there, and then you come to the victim from there. This is the alleged suspect. All right, okay. What's there? So nothing on your person at all?
No, sir.
Nothing?
No, sir.
Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me?
No, sir.
Okay.
I have
I'm gonna be a little personal there, okay? Just to make sure.
My purse right there.
Okay.
You want me to get up now?
Go. All right. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics.
Thanks for analyzing.
Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
What's happening right now? Victim will be on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. Already? No. We searched them.
You know, I've seen commentators laugh at that young man being in that distress. They laugh at that. They make that a joke. I believe that if it was a white woman or a white man that was whimpering like that, if they sounded in so much distress like Karmelo Anthony sounds right there, they would have a totally different reaction. This is why I got such a problem with the black conservatives. Who
Tupac warned these people, I ain't a killer, don't push me.
Treat black
Don't
children
push me.
like dogs. They have no love at all for black children. No love at all for black men that aren't conservative black Christians. Karmelo Anthony's distress seems genuine to me, but you know, we're never believed. When we're in pain, when we're afraid, we're never believed. For some reason, black people can't be afraid or be in fear.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
What's happening right now? Victim will be on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. Already? No. We searched them. Got nothing on.
I don't know what happened.
443. CPR process for a witness.
Crazy.
Oh, nice side over here for a second. Up to you. It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Let me do one more little check of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't mind for reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
You're just wearing this one pair of pants?
I'm wearing some little under.
Oh yeah.
No ma'am, I don't think so.
All right. What's your name, man?
Karmelo Anthony, Karmelo.
Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your first name is Karmelo?
Yes, sir. Karmelo.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man. Karmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R.
A-R-M-E-L-O.
Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your first name is Karmelo?
Yes, sir. A-R-M-E-L-O.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man. Karmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
Carmelo Anthony clearly says, is he going to be okay? To which the officer responds, I don't know, right? Does that sound authentic to you? Is that something typically assassins, planned assassins with bloodthirst? Is that a question you think they typically ask officers? Is he going to be okay? People that go there with the intention of killing someone, do you imagine they typically say, is the person I just stabbed going to be okay?
K-A-R.
M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O. Karmelo. What's your last name? A-N-T-H. O-N-Y. Where are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
10th grade? You go to Emerson?
No, sir.
Where do you go? Centennial. Okay.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade?
Yes.
Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud. All right? All right. Let me run this guy real quick. I haven't talked to him at all.
All right, a couple things we can take from this footage are that the jury did not see Carmelo Anthony as a human being. I think that's pretty clear. They didn't connect with his whimpers. They didn't connect with him asking about the condition of the victim. Nothing. None of that resonated at all. That's why you need black people on the jury. That Carmelo Anthony was defending himself, and it's unfortunate that the jury didn't see it that way. As if he was the one who was upset under the tent, as if he was the one. The fact is, Austin Metcalf was standing over Carmelo Anthony. He was already bigger. He's considerably bigger when he's standing over you and you're seated. It looks surrounded to me. He's seated and there's a person above him and there are people around him. Define surrounded. The witnesses at the trial say that Anthony provoked Austin to put hands on him by not listening to Austin. Yeah. Anthony didn't listen to the kid, tell him to leave. So it's his fault. Because if he would have only listened to Austin, get what I'm saying? So the witnesses in the trial said that Carmelo Anthony, he provoked Austin by not listening to Austin when Austin told him to leave. That's a provocation that these commentators, that these journalists, that these supporters are hanging their hat on. That Carmelo, and I guess you say the jury too, right? So the jury rejected the self-defense claim of Carmelo Anthony in only 3 hours and gave him a murder conviction. I still disagree with it. What I see on that film, it shows a confrontation. It wasn't an attack. It was initiated by Austin. He was in the driver's seat. He provoked the interactivity, the interaction, not Carmelo. That's what I got from it. It's a tragic situation that somebody lost their life, obviously. It is tragic. It never should have happened. And if I can say one thing, and I know it's late to say it, but Carmelo Anthony, I wish someone would have told Carmelo Anthony that he's a black kid and that he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt from the jury. and as nice as you can be and as congenial as you can be and as upfront and as transparent as you can be and as vulnerable as you can sound and be and feel and want them to know what happened, you're still black. I stand by my words when I say I believe that if Karmelo Anthony if that was the voice of a white man or a white woman whimpering like that, sounding distressed like that.
Listen, they don't want to hear us, but it is lots of white people in Texas saying the same thing. So we let the white people speak the truth. That's why I appreciate everybody playing on white people coming out and saying, y'all know goddamn well if that was a white person, we would be going through this. Y'all some racist bastards. Because they put it right where it needs to be. And as soon as they say, well, those are some nigger lovers, some self-hating white people, then it puts the light back on the black people. Any black person come forward and say, well, he should have did that. You a self-hating black shoe shiner.
It would have had an impact on the jury.
That was wrong. On behalf of Austin.
It didn't have an impact because they just don't value us. Not in the same way. They don't see us as human.
And now that Jeff Metcalf there ran his goddamn mouth, oh, that's definitely entering into the new trial. We talking about the upbringing now. We talking about setting the grounds for Austin's mindset. Oh, Austin's mindset is Jeff's words. Jeff had a lot to say about black people that he planted in his son. They can keep talking their ass off. And then the media, y'all seen that when Jeff went and talked that racist shit, then the media here up and interviewed him and tried to do a cleanup version. They all in on this shit, bro.
The same way they see themselves.
But we don't get
And that's why you need a black person on the jury. Because when they heard Karmelo Anthony cry out, when they heard Karmelo Anthony ask about the health condition of Austin, they would have heard him as a human being, as a child, as one of their children. The same way the white jurors
that's going to his new trial
may have felt about Austin. And that's important because we're all God's children. Because we're all somebody's child.
I believe that it's some boule shoe shiners and bootlickers that's trying to muddy the case. A lot of those people going on TV say they witnessed that. They're lying, bro. They're plants. We got to realize there's a lot of people gonna come on here and say anything to throw us off. So we can't believe anything anybody say. We got to stick to our convictions. I don't need no video to know what happened. You don't got no business touching that brother, walking up on him, telling him nothing. That's all I need to know. You walked up on him and told him he don't got the right to be here. Well, you reap what you sowed, bro.
And if the jury does not see you as
they taught me
one
that
of God's children,
I didn't give a damn, but that's what they told me.
What do they see you as? A murderer. All right, so I got a newsletter that I'm putting out every week. I've been doing this for a minute.
Feel God. That's what my brother had on his shirt. That's legendary. He only feel God. We only feel God. I'm man. Don't put your hands on this. Or you can meet the Lord.
The first thing we got to talk about, they released some of the distant footage of the Karmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf situation. They released that on Juneteenth. Now, that was very symbolic why they did that, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But they released the footage ladies and gentlemen. It's grainy. You can't see too much of what's going on, but you can kind of make out the basic scenario. All right. You can see shadows and silhouettes of what's happening under the tent. You can see, when they enhanced the video, Karmelo had like a gray top or something like that. So you can see him getting out of danger after he had to neutralize the threat. Let me say this. This video, if you see it, this further shows, even if it's still grainy, but it still shows that Karmelo is 100% innocent, ladies and gentlemen. This video shows Karmelo's innocence, ladies and gentlemen, and these people know it. That's why I told y'all they were going to wait till after the trial to release this thing. I knew they were going to release it after the trial because this video shows his innocence. All right. Y'all can look it up. It's on Twitter and all that stuff. There's a reason why they waited to after the trial and that bogus ass sentence to release this video. Basically, this is what we see in the video. First of all, the weather, it was raining. All right. So the weather, number one, that debunks the whole hostile trespasser lie. Like he just came all in the tent trying to be hostile and all that shit. Because the media tried to paint Karmelo as some kind of predatory trespasser lurking in the stands, looking to instigate trouble. If you look at the video shows it is raining heavily. People are walking around on the ground with umbrellas. All the other bleacher seats are completely empty because of the rain, family. If you look at the video, all of the other the seats are empty. Nobody's sitting out there in the damn rain. Nobody's sitting out there. So yeah, people are sitting in places where you can get out of the rain. All right, let's just keep it there. Nobody's sitting on any of the outside bleachers. It is raining, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So this whole thing where he was instigating, what the hell are you talking about? He wasn't lurking. He was getting out of the rain like everybody else. So the fact that this Metcalf tried to bully him and I guess make him sit in the rain, the purpose of him getting out of the tent, it was just on some bully, suspected white supremacist nonsense. Remember, Metcalf is the son of a damn suspected white supremacist. We've seen what his dad is doing out here. All right? Seeking shelter in the rain under a tent at a track meet where nobody's sitting in the damn rain, that's normal and logical, ladies and gentlemen. All right? He didn't do anything. Karmelo didn't do anything that nobody else was doing. People were getting out of the rain. In the video, you can see some of the movement under the tent. What we see is a violent assault. We can see, looks like Metcalf punched Karmelo because this whole soft push bullshit, that wasn't no soft push. Looks like he socked Karmelo. You understand? They're trying to whitewash and sanitize what Metcalf did. Oh, he touched him. It was a soft push. And he just kind of tickled him a little bit. No, it wasn't a little nudge to get him out the tent. None of that stuff. Even with the grainy silhouette footage, that's a damn lie. That was an aggressive physical assault. He was violently attacked by a larger individual with other people surrounding him. And when somebody aggressively puts their hands on you with that level of force, that's an immediate threat to your bodily autonomy and your life. Also in the video, Karmelo was surrounded by a hostile mob. If you look at the positioning in the tent, Karmelo wasn't just dealing with one single aggressor. He was visibly surrounded by a group of hostile individuals. This wasn't a fair one-on-one disagreement. You understand? Let's just be real. It wasn't a fair one-on-one disagreement. He was backed in a corner basically by a hostile crowd. You understand? He was visibly surrounded. And the footage captures the reality of a claustrophobic, threatening environment where he was vastly outnumbered. Also, when he had to neutralize the threat of Metcalf, look at how our brother Karmelo escaped. He ran up some stairs. He had to run up the bleachers, across, and then down. He couldn't go straight down because they were blocking him. You understand? See, that whole thing, why didn't he just leave? First, he was circled. They were surrounding this guy. That's why, again, if you look at the video, he runs up the bleachers instead of just running straight down. He didn't run straight down because those other hostile dudes were physically boxed him in. So they trapped this dude and then assaulted him, and then he had to do what he had to do to get the hell up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? He was completely surrounded by these cats. Yeah, you don't run up some stairs and across then down if you were not boxed in. So his evasive movements up the bleachers, that definitively proved that he had no direct route of escape until he created one, because it seems like Metcalf was standing over him. The other dudes were hostile below him. So what the hell was he going to do? He had to neutralize whatever threat that was immediate, which was Austin Metcalf assaulting him. He neutralized that threat. That opened up an escape route. He ran up the stairs and then got on up out of there. That kid should not be in no damn jail. And if you are talking about he did something wrong or whatever, you are a Sambo. All right? And look at the body cam footage. That's not a cold-blooded, I want to watch my words, unaliver. When Metcalf violently assaulted a trapped Karmelo, he made a split-second decision to neutralize an active violent threat. Even in the aftermath, you see the body cam footage, he's crying, he's emotional, he tells officers, hey man, he put hands on me. Hey, I had to do what I had to do. He was operating in pure self-defense. You understand? So this wasn't pre-planned or nothing. See, understand, when Black kids find themselves surrounded by a group of white teens, they can't expect a fair fight. You don't know if there's a Chud the Builder running around out here. Family, where am I? In North Carolina. Did y'all hear about this case in North Carolina? There's a case in North Carolina, family, where there's the Black kid who got jumped by a bunch of white T-boys. They beat him unconscious. Fortunately, the white T-boys got charged. Yeah, they're in North Carolina. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing out there with them, but a bunch of white T-boys jumped him. They socking him, choking him out. There's a bunch of them jumped on him. Yeah, these cats don't fight fair. And it's not your job to sit up here and try to go one-on-one and try to do a square up with somebody. You don't know what weapon they have. You don't know who's with them. And you know the history of white T supremacists. They never do a fair one. It's always some kind of weird ambush that they're going to do on you. So yeah, you want to neutralize the threat. Yeah. And he took accountability. Listen, Karmelo, he took accountability. You see? But he told the officers, like, yeah, we have an alleged suspect. And Karmelo was like, no, sir, I'm not. It's not alleged. I did it. I'm defending myself. He understood that he was entirely justified in protecting his own life. But again, the name of the game is to criminalize Black self-defense. You did. When you put all this footage together, the rain, the entrapment, the violent intimidation, the assault by Metcalf, the desperate block escape route, this proved that Karmelo was railroaded by a system that's designed to punish Black self-preservation. That's why they orchestrated the all-white jury. Hold on. This person keeps, brother, not right now, sir. Not right now, 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 sir. All right. Okay, damn. Okay, these damn Africans trying to get on. So listen, they conjured up this all-white jury. I don't give a damn about Hispanic and all. It is all white. So they can enforce a sanitized narrative because admitting the truth that a black student athlete legally and rightfully defended himself from a violent white tee aggressor, that disrupts their entire framework. And the video proves that he's a political prisoner based on a biased justice system that criminalizes our right to survive. Who is Landon C64? Who is that? Who is Landon C64? Landon? Anthony. Okay, Landon. Okay, Landon has some kind of weird account, so I can't really bring him up. Yeah, Landon has a weird account, and I can't really bring him up. Landon, you want to make a request? Landon, make a request, and I get you on. Landon. It's probably Rohan. Yeah, we got to watch out for Rohan. Yeah, all of Rohan's accounts should be blocked from here. Yo, Landon, want to make a request? Get on. If you agree or disagree, Landon, hop on, Landon.
B1.
Landon, do you agree or disagree with what we're saying? Did you see the video, Landon? The Charlie guy is Rohan. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Rohan has to be blocked because Rohan is doing some real shiesty shit. All right. Yeah, the Landon dude ain't making a request, so I don't know what's going on with his account. So yeah, he has to make a request to get on. If he wants to get on, he has to make a request. All right. But another thing very interesting. And shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to and y'all tap the screen. Everybody tap that screen. Let everybody know that we are live. Tap the screen. Let's get those hearts up. Everybody tap the screen, ladies and gentlemen, tap the screen. Let's get those hearts up to 100,000 hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the hearts up to 100,000 hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those hearts up. All you got to do is tap the screen. All right. Now, what's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, they released this video on Juneteenth. All right. Now, that's very telling. They released it on Juneteenth. Now, why did they release this video on Juneteenth? You got the white supremacists. They don't do anything by accident. They thought they were doing some kind of psychological warfare. See, they released the footage on Juneteenth, basically trying to mock our holiday. This is a celebration. Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom from physical bondage. So by choosing this exact day to release the footage of a young black man who was just placed and railroaded into modern day bondage, sentenced to 35 years, which is ridiculous for having the audacity to survive a white tea mob, the system is trying to send a little message. They're trying to say, yeah, you're celebrating freedom, but your freedom is really an illusion. And they are letting us know they still have the ultimate power to criminalize black survival and take away a black male's freedom whenever they choose. And they think they're doing like a little victory lap. Yeah. That judge intentionally banned all the cameras and live audio from the courtroom during the trial. They operated in the dark. They got this all-white jury. And, they get together and start conjuring up lies and start getting on code around their lies. Releasing the tape now, that's them just trying to take their little victory lap, which I knew they were going to release the tape after the trial. Basically, they're saying, yeah, here's proof he acted in self-defense, but it don't matter anymore because we already got the conviction. That's them kind of rubbing it in our face. They know this video exonerates our brother Karmelo. They know that. That's why they didn't release it during the trial. That's white tea supremacy is all about showing how you can punish people by being unfair. The name of the game is to get innocent people who are black and then railroad them. That's the name of the game. They want to make sure that the people, they know deep down that the people are innocent, but they're going to railroad them anyway. That's what all those lynchings were about. Most of the people they would lynch were innocent people, but they understood the power of I'm white and I say so. I'm a white T and I say so. You understand? And this shows that the whole stand your ground law is a segregated law. Juneteenth highlights the ongoing fight for equal rights, and releasing the video on Juneteenth highlights the hypocrisy of American self-defense laws, especially in a state like Texas, who champion stand your ground laws and the right to carry weapons and self-preservation and all that. So they released this video on a Black holiday to underscore a stark unwritten rule. The Second Amendment and self-defense laws are not supposed to really apply to us. You know? So it's very interesting. And, you know, holidays like Juneteenth, that's meant for community healing, reflection, and celebration. And, you know, dropping a traumatic footage of a terrified, crying Black teenager being hauled off in handcuffs after fighting for his life. It's a demoralization tactic. You see, that's what that is. All right. Y'all raise your hand, family. Let me get some of the family in here. Let me get you guys in here. What's up, Rhonda Renee? How are you, beloved? What's up, Allie D? What's up, Miss Monique? Are y'all tapping that screen?
We definitely standing out.
Are you guys tapping that screen, ladies and gentlemen?
Like the killer of Emmett.
All right, let me get some people in here. Y'all raise your hand if you're ready to get on, ladies and gentlemen. Raise your hands if you are ready to get on. All right. Let's get Miss Sharonda in the building. Sharonda? Oh, Miss Sharonda didn't mean to get on. Miss Sharonda? Miss Sharonda. All right. Mr. Ryu Rain. Mr. Ryu Rain. Hop on, Ryu Rain. Mr. Ryu Rain, hop on, please. Can you hop on, sir? I want to hear what you have to say about all this stuff.
This ain't no call.
Let's get, let me see. Black America. Let's get Black America in the building. Black America, hop on, sir. Then to be a lady.
Hey, brother. Happy Juneteenth. Always good hearing from you.
Thank you so much.
I want to say my 2 cents. You know, this is just really showing family that we're at war. We've been at war, and they know that we are beginning to.
People, this backfired on them in the Texas prison too. They scared to death in prison. If anybody can show me different, I'll send them $1,000. They scared to death. All the races scared to death. They wish the bigots out here would quit pouring gas on the fire. I warned them this would happen. The Wallace unit, they definitely scared to death. All the brothers on code. If anybody can prove different, I would send them $1,000. This failed horribly. They on eggshells in there, bro. They on eggshells in there because they hearing we gonna look out for them. We definitely gonna look out for them. But it's up now, and there's nothing they can do. The whole world finna see these white supremacists done really fucked up because this not the 60s, bro. They don't run shit, but they goddamn mouths, man. They scared to death in the Texas prisons right now. It's gonna get worse for them. They're gonna be sitting on the motherfucking floor. That's serious business, bro. They should have never pissed us off. I want all the right white racists keep coming in my conversation, keep talking all that shit. Their loved ones is paying for it in those prison systems. That's a fact. I want
buck the system and rise up against the system, and that's
we got all the proof. Carmelo then already came out of his cell, mingled with the brothers. The brothers on Wallace unit is daring anybody to try to fuck with that brother, even the other brothers. That's a fact. Anybody can prove me different. I send them $1,000.
Part of the psychological terrorism that they use against our people is to do things like that. But all they did was show that our brother Karmelo Anthony defended himself. And that's what they're really afraid of, is an uprising of Black men doing for self, protecting each other, and doing what we need to do to advance our interests and advance our family's interests. So I really appreciate the work that you do, brother Tariq Nasheed. I did have a question, brother. Any updates as far as the next rally for reparations? I think this would be a great topic to build upon as far as our defense and you know the future for our people.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, brother. Very good question. I don't know yet because right now we're finishing this movie Hidden Color 6 is coming, so a lot of focus is going to be on that. But we've been working very hard on the film. We are almost done. We'll be done in about, we'll be pretty much finished in about 2 weeks. Montebello?
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Can you hear
sir.
me?
I can hear you. How are
How
you?
you doing? I wanted the FIFA and the soccer going on, and them Haitians and how their dirt cookie nutrition didn't have them ready to go for, them trying to show that they to be a viable country. They hating on us, and we looking good right now. So I was just asking if you've been watching any of the soccer going on.
I haven't I haven't been watching the soccer. I have not been watching. I'm not a big soccer fan. Not to hate on it, but yeah, I'm not a real big soccer fan. But shout out to them though. Shout out to them. Got that, guys. My phone came. US won, but Haiti lost. Okay. Freeman made a goal on Juneteenth. Haiti is officially out. Wow. Yeah, we're not really, we don't really do soccer like that, but hey, more power to them. I'm not hating on it. I'm just not a big soccer fan. All right, let me get, to be a lady. Let's get to be a lady. To be a lady, hop on to be a lady.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Hi. Are we talking about the soccer game or the?
No, we're talking about anything. What do you want to talk about, dear? What do you want to talk about?
So I did watch the video. I'm not sure
Yes.
which videos everyone else have seen, but I did see the video where it was kind of like far away. And the only thing I saw, I couldn't see anything vividly happening under the tent. I just saw Karmelo running from the tent, like after like all of the occurrences happened.
Okay.
So I can only, like, to me, in my heart of hearts, I mean, I love you, host, but I have to disagree. To me, it looks like he's a little guilty, just because it's like, if you are acting in self-defense, why would you run away from the scene? It just, to me, it looks like you're guilty.
Karmelo never ran away from the scene. He only got away from the lynch mob. He never fled from the scene. The white boy in Texas who stabbed the Mexican in the bathroom with a knife, threatened him in text messages, said he would do that to him. He fled to school, ran to his house, and they had to go to his house and get him. He only received 10 years on a lesser charge. All this argument is frivolous. We seen a white boy stab a Mexican in the bathroom, same time stabbed the Mexican in the bathroom 5 times with a real knife, fled to school, went to his house to evade arrest, was captured later, and they gave him a lesser charge of 10 years. That was fleeing.
If you are in a situation of danger, why would you stick around? That don't make no sense.
I think that, so I was on different lives, and so it's kind of like everyone's kind of saying whatever. And
no, slow down. No, slow down, sis.
Oh.
No. Please slow down.
Yeah.
We got to make it. Let's do common sense, dear.
Yeah.
Ma'am, just common sense. If you are being threatened and people are surrounding you, and you neutralize one of the threats, do you just sit your ass there?
Well, so when I first went on a live, and
ma'am, this is a very simple question, beloved.
Okay, no, honestly, for me, I would never go under a tent where I was possibly going to be threatened.
We got to stop letting boule, secret society, fraternal ass kissers pretend like they speaking for us. And the myth, see, I've been preaching this, the myth that it was ever a time all black people was one, that's a fucking lie. You can't find that nowhere in history. We've always had individuals who was not evenly yoked with us, went against the teachings, didn't like our spiritual practices, always sold us out to the Neanderthals, backstabbed us so they can live the bougie, cushy life. Some of them brag their ancestors was never slaves. You have plenty of people on here talking about their ancestors was never slaves. They talk about the law books. I'm not gonna get into what society say that the law books, they had treaties with the white man, but these people are going to disagree with you anyway because they still got treaties with the white man. We can't listen to the bully. All these people coming on here as a black person. Hey, who gives a damn about these ass kissers? What the fuck do their opinion matter, bro? It don't matter to us. We never needed them. We don't need them now, bro. They just burdens on our back.
No, ma'am. Nobody was sitting on the bleachers. Literally nobody. If you look at that video, all the bleachers are empty. Everybody's somewhere under something where they're getting out of the rain, man. What are you talking about?
He was under the tent of the opposing team, which was where Austin was, right?
Okay.
So it looks like it was a rival team, right?
And
so I'm just saying, me personally,
these shoe shiners, these house niggas, they never agreed with freedom. They never agreed with rebellion. They never agreed with defending ourselves. They always said it was a better way. They always said things wasn't that bad for us. They always, because they was living good, they always told our people not to rock the boat. Any revolutionary group you bring back, it was some radical blacks you had there, you had people opposite them saying, they said Dr. King was doing too much. The real story of Dr. King, yes, he had souls out, but then he tried to get it right, they whacked him. But they was disagreeing with his tactics. Those peaceful tactics of speaking up, they didn't like that. They was against Dr. King. This is true. They never, you got to support of this so-called black society. They disagree with standing up to the white man, bro, because it has never benefited them to do that.
I would not go under a tent of a rival team.
Ma'am, this ain't the Bloods and Crips. It's a damn track meet, ma'am.
No, I understand
it's a track meet, ma'am. It doesn't. Yeah, you people do that all the time, and it's raining, ma'am. He got out under the rain. He wasn't going under there because it was a rival team or whatever. He was going to the nearest place to get out of the rain. Nobody was sitting in the rain, dear. All the bleachers were empty. Everybody was somewhere, and somebody allegedly invited him under there, and then some bullshit happened.
Yeah, Eddie, his friend Eddie invited him under there.
Right. Yeah. So what are y'all talking about?
Set him. So Eddie's the one that set him up in the first place. But my thing is, like, why wasn't there any other tents? Why was
I don't know. If we see, and if you look at it, there are no other tents. For some reason, there are no other tents there. So it starts raining, and you go somewhere to get out of the rain. Man, let me ask you, to be a lady, you called in before, right?
I haven't been on your live in like a few months. I requested up.
What city you in again?
On the Bay Area, California.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
What's your ethnic background again?
I'm Black.
And what?
What do you mean, and what? I'm Black.
Where's your family from, to be a lady?
My mom is from Queens, New York. My father is from Grenada.
Grenada. There it is. There it is. I knew that.
Oh my God.
That's not the question to ask them. If you what fraternity is your family? You ask them. Huh? What part of the Divine Nine, the Boule, are they in? Not all of our brothers and sisters who are part of the Divine Nine are in on it. A lot of them are not, but a lot of them are. It's not all of them, but it's always them selling us out.
He's darker than me.
I
he's
don't
Black.
give a damn.
All that, are you Black? That's
family, y'all see?
Traders.
Black is Black.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You clearly proven it's not.
But how? Because my dad is from Grenada.
He's still
and your
Black.
Mom.
No,
New York.
No, ma'am, and I remember you. And your mom is
America.
Don't matter.
Why does it not matter?
Because you don't have the same disposition and spirit of foundational Black Americans.
No,
you don't share our lineage.
My grandmother and my grandfather was born in America.
Ma'am, they sound. I think your whole family.
My grandparents are Black from North Carolina.
I don't believe
that. They're American. They're Black Americans.
I don't believe they're foundational. I don't believe that. I believe your whole family.
Foundational? Okay.
Yeah,
my grandparents were born in America. My mother and I were born in America. A lot of immigrants
anchor their babies here.
Well, I'm not an immigrant. My mother's not an immigrant.
Well, yes,
my father is. Yeah.
And again, your mom, even your mom's lineage.
My entire family, my grandmother on my mom's side was born in North Carolina. What more do you need?
We don't know if they're foundational, man. We don't know. It don't sound like it.
So foundational means what?
That means your lineage goes to the beginning of this country, man. That's what.
Yes, my family. That's what I just told you. My grandmother, all my grandparents, like my whole entire family, was born in the South.
Okay, let me ask you again. I asked you this before. Ma'am, did you grow up in a black church?
Yes.
When they say God is good, you say what?
All the time.
Right. What do you season all your meats with?
Okay, I am a very healthy person.
I don't, oh Lord. No. I don't want to hear that healthy shit. What do you season? What do black people season their meats?
Seasoned salt.
Which ones? Which ones?
I don't know the brand. It's a brand. It's not healthy for you though.
Don't matter. I didn't say what's healthy. I didn't say what's healthy. Shit, a lot of shit we do ain't healthy.
I'm a healthy person.
Ma'am. Oh, ma'am. All right. Okay. What bread do you eat with all fried fish in foundational Black Americans' homes?
See, I don't eat fried food.
Ma'am.
With bread.
You grew up with foundational Black Americans and you don't eat fried fish?
But our family, we are very healthy. Like,
man, if this tether, ma'am,
foods.
Ma'am, you say your grandmother and them is from North Carolina?
Yeah, but my grandmother, she passed away. Like, I
don't matter. What kind of candy do FBA grandmothers have in their purse?
Candy, like peppermint. Yeah. Peppermint.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. Okay. Yeah. What do FBA grandmothers put on their sofas and couches in the living room?
Plastic.
Okay, there you go. All right, at least you know some of that.
I'm American, you know. It's just, yeah. I just grew up just, you know, a little bit different. Like we don't. My mother, she's super healthy. Like,
but your dad's tethering and got in your system. All right.
No.
Oh yeah.
I actually had a conversation. So I had a conversation with my dad, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, Dad, like, are you grateful for like Black Americans, the fight that we've done for all the immigrants?" He said, "Absolutely. If it wasn't for Black Americans, I would not be here." I had the conversation with my dad because I was kind of curious too. I was like, "Hey, like, are all immigrants kind of like anti-Black Americans?"
But ma'am, the fact that you low key sitting up here siding with these white tea supremacists against Karmelo, that's some tether shit. That's tether shit. I'm sorry.
So here's the thing, host. I side with what's right and what's wrong. I don't look at color. I'm not a racist conscious person.
Ma'am, you've dated white men. I remember you telling me
I've dated white guys, I've dated black guys, I've dated Persian guys. Absolutely. I'm a beautiful woman. Men are drawn to me. I can't help that.
See, ma'am, you're the same people. You just send it to the people who say Nat Turner was wrong. Why do you have to kill people to get freedom? Well, my ancestors, Thomas Daniel Sr., was taking scalps in the Civil War. They was against them. They tried to snitch on my ancestors.
That wig in your profile picture screams.
It's a weave. It's a weave.
It screams white zaddy.
It's a weave.
That's a white zaddy loving wig, ma'am. That ain't a weave. That's a wig. Ma'am, that is wiggy as hell. They didn't sew that on.
A wig.
They didn't sew that on. That's not sewed in. That's not a sew in, ma'am. That's not a sew in. That's not a sew in, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You're a man.
I know this. I got a wife and a daughter and a mama, ma'am. That's not a sew in, ma'am.
That's my hair. I have beautiful hair.
Ma'am,
matches my weave.
That's not a sew in. That's a throw in. You threw that in, man.
It's my hair.
That is extremely wiggy. That's wiggy.
I have very fine, greasy hair. My hair matches my extensions. I have very beautiful hair. It's just it's not a wig.
Ma'am, that's a synthetic bust.
I can show you a wig. I've worn a wig for 6 months and
ma'am, get on camera.
My hair.
Get on camera.
No.
Get on camera.
Well, right now I have no extensions in my hair.
Oh Lord.
Right now.
Here we go.
I'm saying, like, right this minute, I don't have extensions in my hair. But this picture is a weave.
Ma'am,
my hair matches my weave.
That is a synthetic bust down, ma'am. Come on.
It's not a wig. Like, what? You're a man. How do you even know
Somebody said she's Weavy Wonder. That's Weavy Wonder.
Yeah, it's a weave. It's a weave. Yeah, it's a weave. Look at my, if you follow me, you can see all my pictures, all my videos. It's a weave. I have beautiful hair. It's greasy. It's straight. It matches fake hair. Like, and I'm still black. I don't have 4C hair. Not every black person has 4C hair. I have 3B hair. That's it.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just, I'm not a 4C hair person. I'm sorry to say that. My hair is not super, like, whatever. It's not a wig in my profile picture. You follow me. You see my videos. It's like
I gotta look
my hair
again.
is blowing in the wind. Look again. Look, it's blowing in the wind. It's shorter than my extensions.
So
that's how you know.
So are you dating a white man now? You sound like there's a white man.
No. I'm single right now. Newly single for 3 months.
3 months. Okay. So the white man. Why did the white man leave you?
Why did he leave?
Why did he leave?
Okay. The reason why we didn't work out is because he moved to Texas, and then I couldn't do long distance. I didn't want to move with him, and Texas is too hot. It's just too hot. California, I can't. So that's why it just didn't work. I don't do long distance.
Okay,
I just can't do it.
So you didn't want to move.
I visited.
You didn't want to move to Texas with Brad. You didn't want to move out there with Brad.
His name is Brian.
I knew it started with a B. It was a white. It was some with a B, right? I already know that.
It's funny. I went to visit, and it was. And the first thing he said to me, he said, "Sarah, don't complain about the heat." And as soon as I got there, I was like, "This is disgusting. This weather is horrible." Because you're from California. You know how like California, we're spoiled. Our weather is amazing. So going to Texas, it's just I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I tried.
So that Texas heat, when you're laying up with Brian, how'd you withstand the wet dog smell when they be getting sweaty?
So here's the thing. I don't agree with that. He never smelled. I know it's like a thing where white people smell. No. This is what he would do. He would wake up in the morning and he would not shower and he would make me coffee. And he never smelled. And I was like, why don't you, like me personally, when I wake up, I shower immediately. He would wake up and just make us coffee. And he never smelled. So I don't know.
Well, you are part Caribbean. You're part Caribbean. So did your smell offset his? I don't know. Did y'all?
I don't know. He's never told me that I smelled. So I have no idea. I just know he never smelled. He always, and I would smell his skin. Like I would smell him. Like you don't smell at all. Like what is happening here? He just did not have a scent. It was weird. I know.
Well, somebody did in the comments, they said you're used to must. So you're probably used to it. It didn't bother you.
He had no BO. I don't know. He just didn't smell. Like, I'm like honest. Like for me, I'm speaking for myself and myself only. He did not have a smell.
Okay.
Never. I've never, ever.
Okay, hold on. Wait, Cousin Armani wants to get in. Hold on. Cousin Armani, hop on in. Cousin Armani, hold on.
He's going to attack me.
No, she's a sister. Cousin Armani. Cousin Armani.
Yeah.
Hey, beloved.
She couldn't smell him because that's why he got up in the morning. So he made that coffee. So that smell of that coffee would be reminiscent around the house. That's why she couldn't smell him.
Probably.
Coffee. They use coffee to
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, the offset drugs. Yeah, that's what they offset drugs and stuff with. Yeah, he was offsetting his damn sulfur smell from your ass.
That's exactly what he was doing.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that. That's possible.
All right, to be a lady. Thank you so much, beloved.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. All right. We're getting a bed wench perspective. All right, getting a little bed wench perspective there. All right, but yeah, see, she comes from that non-FBA background, ladies and gentlemen, questioning the innocence of our brother Karmelo. It's always a type, family. I'm telling you. It's always a damn type. If they sitting up here with Karmelo, I don't know, he kind of guilty. What? Where are you from? Where's your family from? And who you dating? Brian, Grenada. Okay. It never fails, family. Damn, I'm telling y'all, we are on the money with this damn delineation. We are on the damn money. Yes, I talked about the footage. Yes, indeed. Kitty, let's get Kitty in here. Miss Kitty, hop on in, Kitty. Hey, Kitty.
Hello.
How you doing, dear?
I'm doing fine. Tariq, I was literally just saying the same thing the other day. You don't know how many of them was coming at my neck. They was like, oh, you're supporting him. It's crazy how you all are chimping out. And I'm just like, what the fuck? First of all, we don't even have chimp DNA in us. That's y'all.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
They
What
was
city you in, Kitty? What city you in, dear?
Right now I'm in Allentown, PA, but I'm from Newark, New Jersey.
Hop on camera. Show everybody what you look like. Real quick. But your profile picture is real cute. Let's see what's going on. Are you a nurse?
I am.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, we got to get you. Are you married? You got a dude?
I am definitely married.
Okay.
It's very dark right now.
Hop on.
Hold on 1 second.
Let's see what's going on with you. All right.
Okay, guys, I want to jump into this video. It's going to be relatively quickly. Make sure you come back because at 1:30 today, Eastern time, I have someone that's going to walk us through the video. Remember the video that we saw yesterday? Also, I want to let you guys know, I figured out how to zoom in. I thought that I had to screen record it first, but I didn't know how to zoom in on my computer. Y'all know I'm out, okay? I don't even know how to do all this stuff, but I zoomed in and I saw that that kid was surrounded. Now it makes sense what everyone is saying. He definitely was surrounded. But this is another thing I want y'all to just put in the back of your minds. Didn't somebody throw something into a trash can or something? A lot of other people are saying it. And the first thing came to my mind is, what would they throw in a trash can? In a fight situation, what would be thrown in the trash can? Immediately, I thought the weapon. I do not believe that Karmelo Anthony stuck that boy. I don't. I believe they had this weapon because there would make no sense that he would have a weapon in his bag. I also believe that they say that they didn't know each other. They didn't have to know each other personally, but I believe these Metcalf boys knew of him because it was a targeted attack. We saw them walk in that stadium. They was on something. Y'all remember when y'all was a little kid and you knew you was finna do something that you wasn't supposed to do with your friends? That's exactly like they look. Eddie, boy, you set it up. Eddie was the one that was close to Karmelo and they used him to set that boy up. Karmelo was definitely jumped. We saw the video where he ran and he said they put his hands on me or something. Karmelo was in fight or flight mode. The video that they showed us, like I said, I'm gonna bring my guest on and he's going to talk about the video. That video is highly edited. People are reaching out to me saying that they do videos and it's edited. I do videos, I know it's edited. You see no timestamp in the video and it doesn't go together cohesively. It's jumping all over. You see Karmelo running and then he stops. Karmelo didn't stop running because that would make no sense for him to start running and then stop and start walking. That video is highly edited. That video was provided so people can shut up, okay? But baby, we know that there's a clear video. I want to show you guys something else. Thank y'all for sending me. Y'all been sending me so much stuff. I really can't keep up with it because I, just have so much content to get out. I want to share this with you guys because this goes to what everybody had been saying. You're going to see a video of that stadium.
Our public information request with Frisco ISD was met on Monday. We could only watch the before and after of an April 2nd alleged stabbing at a school track meet that led to the death of one student and the arrest of another. The district didn't give it to us, but allowed us to watch it. The video is available for limited viewing only, citing student privacy and school security. There is no audio. Try to picture this. We're on the 4th floor. We walk into a room and there's a TV with a shot showing half.
Pay attention because, again, this is what everybody has been saying.
of Kirkendall Stadium. It's a wide shot from the opposite side. And everything that happens in one very small fraction of the screen in the upper left-hand corner. We couldn't zoom in. It's blurry, pixelated. You cannot identify or see victim Austin Metcalf or suspect Karmelo Anthony. It is hard to tell how many people are under that memorial tent. It's also hard to tell what they're doing. But we do know that about 9:55, there's a lot of commotion, a lot of activity that happens at the top side of that memorial tent all the way down to the bottom. At this point, it is hard to tell, and it does not show on camera the alleged stabbing. We do know that there are a lot of people that run away from that scene soon after. We notice a number of what appear to be students running across the bleachers from many directions away from the tent. More people on the field start to notice and also run toward the back gate and exit. Okay, at about 9 minutes after the alleged stabbing, we see EMS drive right through to the backside of this stadium, and they park midfield. Next, we notice paramedics wheeling out a gurney.
Okay, I just wanted to stop it there because he's going into, but what I wanted you guys to see, you guys see that? This is all I want you to see. Do you see how clear that is? There is no blur. Extremely clear. You can make out everything. So I want you guys to understand this. If this video that I just took off their regular website, and if you go and look up their games in the past, they are extremely clear. So does that not corroborate the story that everybody is saying that the video is clear enough? Keep in mind, these people do not know each other. They don't know each other. They have no reason to make up a lie for a person that they don't know. Now, we're going to talk about it later on today, but I wanted to bring this so you guys can just kind of keep this in the back of your head. Another thing I want you guys to understand, there had been information saying that the Metcalfs had been threatening and harassing people. I know people that I've met since I've been doing this, and yeah, one of the people they say is that lady Sarah. And not one person is saying it. Several people are saying that they've been harassed by Dusty Sarah. And we know that Sarah is tied to the Metcalfs. I mean, she just did an interview with the man, okay? Let me show y'all something else. This guy right here, he appeared on a podcast, and he basically talked about his experiences, what he saw when he viewed the video, which he can do that. He can view the video. He can talk about what he saw. Megan Metcalf demanded her followers to target him. Megan went live on TikTok and sent her followers after a Black man because he told the truth about the original video he saw during his ISD visit. This is what everybody had been saying anyway. Keep in mind, the Anthonys had to move 8 times from the last time I checked. Targeting and harassing people because they are angry, because they don't like what the people said. They don't like that, people have stated what they saw. Well, guess what? Somebody taped Megan, okay? Megan was taped. Let's get into what she said. And this is coming from our lawyer, the Public Opinion Court. Let's get into it.
Posted that he watched it. He said that Karmelo was getting chased and all that. And I don't know if that's something that you guys know how to debunk those things, because we all know that that's true. Don't you worry, sweetheart. I have on it. His name is Dwayne, and I am.
So she starts to attack Dwayne, but I think they were referring to somebody else, this other guy. But just listen.
No worries. Posted that he watched it. He said that Karmelo was getting chased and all that. And I don't know if that's something that you guys know how to debunk those things, because we all know that that's true.
Do you guys know how to debunk those things? Why are you guys out here trying to debunk what somebody said that they saw. People are entitled to say what they saw, just like them kids got up there and lied. They straight up lied. So you're saying a person that don't know Karmelo, not attached to this situation in any form or fashion, but just wanting to give their witness of what they saw. How do you debunk those claims? Because again, they want to send an innocent Black boy to prison for the rest of of his life, because we don't know. I don't believe Karmelo did this.
Don't you worry, sweetheart. I am on it. His name is Dwayne, and I am. No worries.
Look, it seems like no, they need to arrest Hunter and his parents. These people are criminals. Remember, I spoke about this yesterday. I said, people like this that think that they're better than a person because of the color of their skin, these are criminals. You are online because you're bold and you think you can, basically admitting that you are sending hunkies to threaten and harass people. They don't even send me messages, but I won't even say it. I don't care about the hunkies, okay? It's funny to me. See, I'm like the opposite. If you leave me alone, you'll probably get less. But if you mess with me, that's when I turn up the heat. Just want to let y'all know that. But again, wanted to show you guys this because this is proof that these low-class trash white tees are harassing victims. If you guys recall, it was stated that the witnesses told a different story until allegedly drunk Metcalf had a barbecue, and they said that he allegedly threatened these witnesses. Karmelo Anthony supporters being threatened and harassed online. And we know this is orchestrated now by the Metcalf family. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you like the video. Now, I had assign people moderator privileges, and some of you guys did not inbox me, so I'm about to not make you a moderator because I need to have your contact information. I do have 2 people that I know who their contact information, but a couple people I still have not got you didn't send me a message. You actually have to send me a message on Instagram and just let me know what your screen name is. I need you to send me that. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. You guys asked me to bring the witness back so that he can explain to you what it is that we are seeing. And I'm going to do that. See you guys at 1:30 Eastern time. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Judge Cockroach, who presided over the Karmelo Anthony trial, has finally released the video footage that the world has been wanting to see. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, fam, there's a lot of speculation on both sides. If you ask the people on Karmelo's side, the video clearly shows him getting jumped. If you ask the people on Austin Metcalf's side, the video clearly shows that he didn't get jumped. The video is blurred, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, fam, it looked like he got jumped to me.
But that ain't even the point. The point is, keep your hands to yourself. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Keep your hands to yourself. Because none of this would have happened if Austin Metcalf had done what we're all taught to do. Right? Right or wrong? Like, aren't we all taught to keep our hands to ourselves because we know the consequences? Because we know that you can't control somebody else's reaction if you put your hands on it? Yeah. Some of y'all get that. I mean, it's funny how y'all get that when you want to get it. But then when you don't want to get it, the person who retaliates is everything but a child of God. Very interesting. Here's the video. So that looks like Austin and his twin brother walking. You can see one going through first and then the other right here. So you'll see the tents. You'll see Karmelo coming through right there. That's Karmelo highlighted. And he's walking toward the memorial tent, the Memorial High School tent, where the school that Austin attends. This is where the stabbing took place. Now pay attention to the left, that tent right there, that yellow tent. Pay attention. You'll see some movement. It's hard to see, but it's a lot of people over there. It's more people than I thought would be over there. It's very, very hard to see what's really going on. But you can see, as you see this is Austin and his buddies walking right now, walking toward the tent. They look very intentional, going toward the tent. Look like, they're looking for trouble. And you see not shortly, like after they get there, it's almost like somebody told them, hey, he over here right now, come over here. And they were going over there. They had their marching orders to go over there. And as soon as you look closely under the tent, you'll start to see chaos break out. And then you'll see Austin above the tent, look right above the tent. Austin is going to emerge. I mean, not Austin, but Karmelo is going to emerge right above the tent. He'll take off running. See that scuffle right there. You see something going on to the right, and then some more scuffling to the left. Let's go back a little bit. Right there. Right. Look under the tent. Look, see, it's more than one person right there. That's more than two people engaged. You see? Look closely. But again, fam, that's not even the point. The point is, Karmelo was sitting there minding his business, and Austin walked up to him and self-deputized and decided he was going to make him move. Austin had no authority over Karmelo Anthony to make him move. I hear a lot of people saying, well, he told him to move. They told him to move. It wasn't their tent. They had no authority over him. They wasn't the boss of him. They had no authority over Karmelo. They told him to move. They told him to move. Hell, as you mean they told him to move? If Karmelo wanted to get a damn pillow and spend the night under the tent, it wasn't nothing they could do about it. Maybe a coach could do something about it. A staff member could do something about it, the police, but not another student who is equal to him. let them tell it. He's not equal to them. That's why they went over there messing with the boy in the first place, because they thought he was beneath them. They thought this was going to be another routine, put the black boy in place. Now, here's the thing, family. Do you see all of these people at this track meet? It's people everywhere. And when it went down, look, let's go back. Because it was so blurred, it was hard to tell how many people were really under that tent. But look at that tent now. Look at how empty. Look, you can see, right? You can see the bleachers now. So this goes to show you how many people, this gives you an idea of how many people was actually under that tent when it went down. Look at that. You can't see the bleachers under the tent right now. So that's people under that tent. All of those people under that tent, you mean to tell me ain't nobody got video? Look, if Karmelo was guilty as they say, wouldn't they be putting the video out there? You know they got it. You know those youngsters filmed. Wouldn't they be putting the video out if Karmelo was actually guilty? All this tells me is that Karmelo was innocent. This tells me, this confirms what I already knew. There ain't no way you got that many kids out there. Drama is happening and they're not filming. Kids film everything, especially drama. As soon as they think it's going to be a fight, they start filming. They start recording. As soon as they think something could remotely happen, they start recording. Right or wrong? You can't dispute that. Where are those damn videos? Now, I heard through the grapevine that the kids with the videos were told to get rid of those videos, and they were also paid off. That's what I heard. And let's say this video is not definitive of Karmelo's innocence. Okay, what about the video? What about the other video that the school had? What about that video? What about the video that the school is holding on to? There were people who said they saw a very clear picture, a video of what was going on or what happened. They saw a clear video. This video is not all that clear, although you can see commotion going on. You could see Austin and Hunter coming and going. You could see Karmelo coming and going. You could see a bunch of commotion. You saw a lot of people under the tent. You saw more than one person engage in a physical altercation, more than one. But again, fam, his innocence is not solely dependent on that, on being jumped. What I want to know is, how come we understand people fighting back or in any other case? Under any other circumstances, we understand people fighting back and using deadly force if somebody put their hands on them, somebody jump them, somebody swing on them or whatever. They end up dead. You know what y'all be saying? You know, well, that's messed up that happened, but hey, that's what happened when you put your hands on people. How come that don't apply now? I tell you what, I want to do a survey right quick. I want everybody that's listening to me, everybody within the sound of my voice right now, to give me a thumbs up if you think Austin would still be alive if he hadn't put his hands on Karmelo Anthony. Whether he tapped him on the shoulder, gave him a football push, or barely pushed him, socked him, punched him, whatever. How many people right now within the sound of my voice believe that Austin Metcalf would be alive today if he hadn't put his hands on Karmelo Anthony? See, I already know the answer to that.
What's going to happen to that?
And anybody who says different, you're disingenuous. You're not being honest. You'll see in a minute, or in a few moments, you'll see Karmelo Anthony being escorted by the police, and he gives a brief statement. I'm gonna break that down in another video. I'll break the arrest video down in another video after this one. Maybe the next video or two that I do, I'll break it down. Now, and here's what I see also, fam. I see a lot of people who are riding for Austin Metcalf saying things like, he didn't have to do that. He should have just fought him. When y'all asses just started fighting? When did y'all just start fighting, just using y'all hands? Y'all always using weapons. That's your default. A weapon is your default. When did y'all start fighting fair?
And they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
It's the alleged suspect.
Okay. I am. No, I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged.
Okay. Watch your hand. All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay? All right. So your first name is Karmelo?
Karmelo.
Heard somebody say, aha. He said he put his hands on me. He didn't say they put their hands on me. If he had got jumped, he would have said they. When you go through something like that, when your adrenaline is rushing, you just, stuck somebody, you ain't thinking straight. And the words may not come out exactly like you want your words to come out. But just because he said he don't mean that he wasn't jumped. But again, that's besides the point. But what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.
The
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Man, we have a lot to talk about as far as Carmelo Anthony and everything that has happened to him. And it is very apparent that they rigged the entire trial. And I think many people see it, but you know, the ones that hate us are, of course, going to agree with the courts and the all white jury and all that stuff. Y'all been doing that forever. Y'all been doing the all white jury thing forever. And we know what they're for. So here's what got me. There are a couple of things in the trial. I notice all of the witnesses seems to be friends with those twin boys. And you really didn't see no friends of Carmelo's. Now, they tried to say that Latino teenager, but he was really leaning towards those twins. So I really don't think if he was a friend, he was not much of one. And I just don't see how you can convict someone and you never showed the video evidence of what happened that day. It was not shown in court. It was not put out in public, because it's going to show you that those twins started everything. They did not want that seen. But I think many of them know this is going to come back and haunt them. That's why this judge got up and quit. He's quitting because when everything finally does come out, and I believe it will, he's afraid he's going to be removed from the bench. Rather than sit around and wait to see if it happens, he is getting out now. He's leaving. And the way the father had dove all on social media, that's because he was in on it too. You know, and so was the defense. And I heard the defense and defense and prosecution, those attorneys, they said work together before in the past. So they go way back. They knew each other from many years ago. And that's a conflict of interest right there. It is. And then what sent up an alarm was when Jeff Metcalf was being his little racist ass on a video. And he said, well, y'all complain. Why was it an all white jury? Because Black people wrote down you can't convict a Black person. Now, where did you get that information from? So who shared it with you? The judge or the prosecutor?
Those Black people who willingly and on purpose took themselves, that's the boule. They did that on purpose because we have saboteurs amongst us, and we got to understand that, bro. We got to stop saying if we just get some Black people. Now we got to get some like-minded individuals. There was never no such thing in any historical period when all Black people were together. That's a myth they used to finesse us and put traitors and cowards amongst us.
Prosecution? How do you know what people wrote down, Jeff Metcalf, unless you were tipped off about it? And who tipped you off? You're not supposed to know what those jurors write down. But that raised the flag. And I noticed nobody was talking about that. How does he know what people wrote when jury selection was being made and how they answered questions? And I believe that's made up. But for some reason, I think somebody on the inside told Jeff Metcalf about what was going down, and they were going to ultimately, and I believe it was already decided that it was going to be an all-white jury. I do. I think before the trial began, it was already determined they were going to have an all-white jury. I believe Jeff Metcalf knew everything about the potential Black jurors because someone from the prosecutor's office or the prosecutor himself told Jeff Metcalf everything. Because I just thought it was funny how he brought that up. That is not information usually families are privy to. That's really the court's information. It has nothing to do with Jeff Metcalf. So I found that odd, and I think that sent up a red flag. You know, one thing about racists, they blab a lot. They will tell all. They'll tell everything. They can't help themselves. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't keep nothing to himself. He can't wait to get in public, get on camera, and blab everything he knows. That's usually how most of these racists are. And Austin is in that graveyard because he had a parent that groomed him to be a racist, groomed him to believe he was entitled and he could walk all over any Black person he want. And, you know, another thing that I found out that was kept out of the trial, you know, those cheerleaders at the school, they complained about those twins. The cheerleaders were saying they were harassed. Yes, the cheerleading squad of the school said they were harassed by those twins. And that never came out during the trial. So anything those twins did, they made sure it never got revealed. But the whole cheerleading squad complained about those twins. Said they were harassing them and saying all kinds of sexual things to them. And I think it was one of them even admitted to being bisexual, one of those twins. But they also said those cheerleaders were scared. They were scared to have their names out there. And just judging from the way that town is, I can understand. It seems to be, Frisco seems to be a very white supremacist place in Texas. So what I started thinking about is if we're going to do anything, we need to put the pressure on and demand the video be released. The judge and the prosecution and Jeff Metcalf should not be allowed to conceal the video. That video needs to be out here for everybody to see. They don't want it shown because those twins were in the wrong. It is not Karmelo that should be in jail, but Hunter Metcalf, the other twin, his ass should be sitting in that jail. He should be in jail. All right. And you notice that the twin did not testify. Karmelo did not testify. They did everything they could to keep everything under wrap and just convict Karmelo. That was number one, a very racist and a very weak court case. The court case, it was weak. Just everything that went on. He did not want, the judge immediately did not want any cameras in the courtroom. You know what I mean? That you can clearly, it is obvious everything was rigged. Everything was rigged. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead. Let me share my screen. Okay, so before we get started, remember I have a Juneteenth sale, 45% off, and the sale will end 11:59 on the 21st. So grab up your hair products. The 45% off is on Etsy, Shopify, and TikTok Shop. Okay. I mean, I don't know what the judge is running for now. You sat your butt up there and you took part in rigging a trial against a child, because he was still underage at the time when this happened. Y'all railroaded him. But it just goes to show you, y'all, how historically, how they have done our people in court. When they have one of us in court, it's not about following the rules. It's not about following the law. It's all about doing whatever they need to do to put you behind bars. And it also shows you a good example of why so many of our men are exonerated, because they're getting railroaded, just like this case, in court on a regular basis. Our people are being railroaded up in these courthouses all around the country. And this case just showed you how it's done. That's all they did. They just really revealed how it's done. All right, y'all. Thank you for the ones.
Secret Service Sam here for the Karmelo Anthony trial update. And people are talking about Judge Roach is retiring. Now, he was a judge starting in 2007, but he is now retiring. Now, people think it's because allegedly he is scared that he is going to get disbarred, because a lot of people are saying that this whole Karmelo Anthony trial was a bust, that he wanted to get out. He wanted to make sure he had a conviction so he could retire. But people are saying that he could be disbarred as a judge, and that once the truth comes out about this case, because look, they're not letting people view the video. His own attorneys seem to have sabotaged his case. The defense, the all-white jury, people are very suspicious of what happened in this case, as we've been reporting. And people are saying he didn't allow the proper evidence to be submitted. A lot of the witnesses were just friends of the other side. So it's all very suspicious. Karmelo never took the stand. They didn't allow the video that some people saw to be evidence inside the courtroom. They only showed a blurry video. What do you guys think? I will keep you updated on this. Do you think Karmelo got a fair trial? Listen, I will be here to expose the truth behind the headlines on the front lines. Do you think Judge Roach is sus? Let me know in the comments. Secret Service Sam out, Sam Super President of the world.
So Judge John Roach Jr. going out and giving an interview and talking about the Karmelo Anthony case after the case is a problem. I think it's a problem because it shows that he just has some judgment issues, no pun intended. He shouldn't be talking about a case, even if it's after the case. You look at what happened with the Murdaugh case in South Carolina and how that case got thrown out because the clerk of court, who didn't even make any type of judicial rulings, she wrote a book about it. And so that was the very basis that gave the Murdaugh person a new trial as a result of that. So that's just the potential relationship and the appearance of impropriety, all that. I think that is probably, based on what we know, the weaker of the two major grounds that I see for appeal right now. I think there are a lot of evidentiary issues that I'm not privy to, but I think the jury composition is deeply problematic. The judge had some control over that with respect to how to guide the voir dire and how it was conducted. I think that there are major issues with that. And I think the fact that there were no black jurors is a major problem. From a fairness standpoint, the fact that the prosecutor excluded the 3 jurors, and he did so on the grounds that they were teachers, yet allowed a white teacher, someone who was similarly situated except a different race, to sit. So that is a major problem. But the judge going out, giving the interviews, does not help the situation for the verdict standing. I think there's a decent chance, and it's always hard to tell, it depends on the appellate panel, that the case will get sent back for a new trial in a larger place, a place that has jurors of a jury of the peers of the person who was convicted. And I think that, that's only fair. Quite frankly, I don't think it was a fair trial. I don't think it was a jury of Karmelo Anthony's peers at all. And I think that that's a problem with the prosecution's case and makes it susceptible to being challenged on appeal.
Karmelo Anthony, judge, speaks.
Sizes, colors, and all that. And so that was normal for me. What wasn't normal for me is to have those witnesses be intimidated by things being said on social media, because those young people rely on social media more than I certainly do. And so that sure impacted me to make sure that they did not change their testimony. They were willing to come in and tell the truth without fear.
Now, this is the judge speaking, y'all. He don't even sound like a judge, but you know, that'll have to be a whole different live. But I tell you what, his last name is Roach. He sure is living up to his name, isn't he? He's living up to his name. But this is the judge, and he did an interview, and he wants you to believe everything was fair. Everything was the way it should. He's full of crap, and he knows it too. That's why he got his ass up and retired immediately. And everything just looks shady in this whole case. But we are talking about the dirty South. And, you know, like I said, y'all, we can go through history and see countless cases of our people being railroaded up in these courts. And this judge, along with many, he's just an offspring of those folks that did this to our folks a century ago. And as you can see, no matter how much y'all claim things have changed, just like in this case, you always prove it remains the same. Your ass ain't changed that damn much. Let's be for real.
Being doxxed or swatted and stuff. And so I took every precaution that I could, consistent with the law, to make that happen.
I know Steve brought it up to you, and I know both sides probably brought it up as well.
Karmelo Anthony's case seems to be getting better and better every day. You see, your boy, Judge Roach, it seems as though the apple don't fall far from the tree. Judge Roach, that resided over Karmelo Anthony's case, seemed to be a junior. And guess who senior was? Yeah. He worked for Collin County District Attorney's Office. Roach Senior. Come to the front. We need y'all roaches up here. Let's talk about it. Seems as though Karmelo Anthony's Judge John Roach Jr.'s daddy, Attorney John Roach Sr., along with Collin County District Attorney Milner and Assistant District Attorney Greg Davis, and at that time, Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott. Sound familiar? Yeah, Greg Abbott. We're all in cahoots together to bring down the new seating judge, Judge Suzanne Wooten. Now let's get into it. I'm going to take it straight from the legal document. Read it to you. In March 2008, Wooten defeated Judge Charles Sandoval in the Republican primary election for the seat on the 380th District Court in Collin County, Texas. She went on to win in the general election and took the bench in January 2009. The day after the primary, Sandoval went to Collin County District Attorney's Office and demanded that the office investigate Wooten and find a crime. Sounds like Karmelo's case, huh? Yeah, let's talk about it. It goes on to say, Collin County District Attorney's Office obliged and began investigating Wooten's alleged misbehavior without the assistance of any law enforcement entity. Christopher Milner, the head of Collin County District Attorney's Special Crimes Unit, led the investigation. John Roach Sr., as district attorney, oversaw Collin County District Attorney's Office during the relevant period. Collin County's District Attorney's Office investigation proceeded on the general theory that Wooten received bribes from two campaign contributors, David and Stancy Carey. The bribes were made through Wooten's media consultant, James Spencer. Collin County District Attorney's Office investigated and eventually prosecuted her, even though it knew her actions were not criminal. Collin County District Attorney wanted Wooten to leave the bench because it disagreed with her rulings in some criminal cases. Collin County was not the only office involved in the investigation. Relatively soon after the investigation began, Milner requested assistance from the office of the then Texas Attorney General, Greg Abbott. Specifically, Milner asked for help from Assistant Attorney General Harry White because White had experience prosecuting election law violations. White became involved in the investigation in December 2008, operating under the authority of the Collin County District Attorney Ann Roach, that's senior. He participated initially as a special assistant district attorney, was deputized as such in September 2009. They did a special deputize. They deputized this man to investigate this woman, and was eventually appointed attorney pro tem for the investigation in July 2010. As part of the investigation, several grand juries were convened. The first grand jury subpoena was issued September 2008, months before Wooten took the bench in January 2009. Multiple subpoenas for documents issued that fall. The following year, Milner began issuing grand jury subpoenas for various people connected with Wooten's campaign. Milner grand jury shocked, meaning he avoided presenting Wooten's criminal case to a grand jury so that he could continue using the grand juries to investigate her. The third grand jury convened in the fall of 2009, wrote the presiding district judge and explained that they felt the case against Judge Wooten was unnecessary and a waste of taxpayers' dollars, and that no crime had been committed. Ultimately, they did convict her. She was charged. After all this criminal stuff they had going on, she was eventually charged, she and her constituents. All in all, they ended up appealing it to the Court of Criminal Appeals, and it was overturned. Her conviction was overturned, and they got in trouble, and the Collin County ended up having to pay her $600,000. This is the type of corruption that seems to be going on in Collin County. And unfortunately, Karmelo Anthony's case is caught up in the same bullshit. Well, here's proof. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Collin County's corruption will soon come to an end. Drop down in the comments how you feel about Karmelo Anthony's case now.
At this point, I think Karmelo his case and any case this Judge Roach Jr. handled should all be opened back up and investigated. I wonder how many Black people he railroaded up in that court. I know damn well Karmelo is not the only one. I would bet every dime in my wallet Karmelo is not the only one that got railroaded by this judge. I would like to see all the cases this man handled to be reopened up and investigated, because, you know, he didn't just do dirt on one case. He probably did dirt on every single one. That's usually how these folks operate. And you can see when you give certain people power, they abuse it. That's all this is.
Now that you know this new information. And don't forget to like, share, and follow me for more controversial topics.
It's been a minute. I just wanted to just talk to you for a minute, give you a little word on the street, Karmelo Anthony case. See, when I was talking, everybody was talking and yakking. So what I said was, somebody gonna lose their jobs. All I heard was, ain't nobody gonna lose their job. Ain't nobody gonna lose their jobs. No. Retiring and quitting before you get fired is pretty much the same thing. You just trying to do it before they get to you. You know you wrong, Roach. You a cockroach. That Judge Cockroach is wrong. And he's trying to retire before everything hits the fan. But let me tell you something. Yeah, you already been reported to the Bar Association. I already know you got mad calls already.
Hi, friends. I'm attorney Carlos Moore. I'm principal of the Carlos Moore Law Group. I also had the privilege of serving as a city judge in Mississippi for over 6.5 years. I served as the 79th president of the National Bar Association from 2021 to 2022. And I'm currently living in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm running for Congress to serve Georgia's 13th congressional district. I come to you this morning with a heavy heart. I've been really disturbed since Karmelo Anthony was convicted of first-degree murder over in Collins County, Texas, and sentenced to 35 years for killing Austin Metcalf. Now, while Austin Metcalf deserves to be alive, I do not believe that that Karmelo Anthony should have been convicted of first-degree murder. I do not believe that there was premeditation, and I do believe that he had a self-defense claim that was not adequately explored by his defense team. And I do believe at the most that this should have been a manslaughter conviction, if anything, and definitely not a murder conviction, and definitely not first-degree murder by any stretch of the imagination. This man was assaulted by Austin Metcalf and defended himself. And he may have overreacted. He may have had sudden passion, but that is not murder. That would be more akin to manslaughter if the jury did not believe it was self-defense. Time and time again, if the roles were reversed, I do believe that a white young man that would have killed a black young man would have been acquitted, even with the self-defense claim similar to what Karmelo Anthony made. And I've been very disturbed. I've been almost in a rage, but I'm trying to channel my rage and my anger and really look at the criminal justice system to see if race does in fact play a part in decisions that's made by judges and juries across America. I started practicing in 2002. So for nearly a quarter of a century, I've been a practicing attorney. And 20 of those years, I have been doing civil rights cases. And so I look back at some of the cases I've handled personally. Back in 2006, there was a young man who hired me by the name of James Marshall. He was accosted by a cop in Greenwood, Mississippi, a cop by the name of Casey Wiggins. Casey pulled a gun on this unarmed young black man at Greenwood High School, not once but twice. It was caught on video, and Mr. Marshall hired me to pursue a civil claim, and we were successful in that claim. What bothers me about that case is that Casey Wiggins, never served time. He was never arrested or convicted for anything. That was aggravated assault, if you ask me, and he got away with it, never served time. He was allowed to resign from his position with the Greenwood Police Department and went on with his life after assaulting a black young man. No justice there in the criminal system for a white cop who pulled a gun not once but twice on a black boy. You take it further, 10 years later in 2016, I represented Joshua Blunt. Joshua Blunt was a young man who was at work when he forgot to take his 8-month-old child to her grandmother. He left the child in a hot car, and the heat in the car unfortunately killed the child. And you can his reaction when he learned that the child was dead was caught on video, and he was hysterical. He had just simply forgotten and left his child in a hot car. And shortly after the child was found, Joshua Blunt was charged with second-degree murder. Mind you, 100 miles south of Grenada, Mississippi, where this happened, over in Madison, Mississippi, a white lady had done something similar, and she was never arrested or charged with any crime, never indicted. But here you have Joshua Blunt, a black young man who did something similar, who was charged with second-degree murder and then subsequently indicted for manslaughter. And he was facing life in prison on the second-degree murder charge and up to 20 years in prison if he was convicted of manslaughter. So we fought tooth and nail to keep him out of prison. We did keep him out of prison. He didn't have to serve any time in prison for this unfortunate incident, but he did plead to culpable negligence manslaughter and had to go through the criminal justice system. So while the white lady, Amy Bryant, who left her 2-year-old in a hot car, and that 2-year-old died, she never was indicted or had to serve any time or have a felony on her record. My client ultimately has a felony on his record, but did not do it in prison time. Same offense, 2 different outcomes. You tell me, did race have anything to do with it? Remember, we were in Mississippi. Dominique Clayton, a few years later, over.
Okay. All right. He's kind of veering off to other things, but I want to stay on Karmelo Anthony. And the bottom line is, I sure hope his parents, because I heard they're getting a lot of help. A lot of celebrities are stepping up and donating. And I hope they get a black defense team and get him out on the appeal, because the way they did this in court, you know darn well the whole thing was sabotage from the beginning. And Karmelo should not be sitting in, any kind of prison after having a rigged case against him. No, what happened to him is not the norm in court at all. And they want you to believe that. And how you going to give him a 35-year sentence and you showed no evidence of what happened, on that day in the stadium, and y'all have the video, but you're refusing to show it. You wouldn't show it to the courts, and you won't show it to the public. In a normal world, the feds should have stepped in on this one because it is clear racism. But because we are dealing with Donald Trump's DOJ, he ain't gonna do nothing. Donald Trump don't care if it is racist. He's not gonna do anything, and he's not gonna let his DOJ do anything. And plus, let's be real. The DOJ has never stepped out on our behalf in its history. The DOJ does not have our back at all. And it doesn't matter if it's a Democratic DOJ or a Republican DOJ. They do not try to make sure we get a fair shot in court. They do absolutely nothing. It doesn't matter what president is in office, it's always the same. Plain and simple. They have no reputation for helping anybody in our community. The DOJ is literally useless. And look at how they've handled the Epstein files. Okay, it says it all. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Zachariah Williams, thank you so much for the super sticker and your support for my channel. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude, y'all. All I can say is, everything in the dark will come to light. This is all going to blow up and everything's going to come out. That judge retired and ran out of there abruptly because he knows this case is going to be appealed. And on the appeal, he knows it's a great chance Karmelo will be set free. So he's getting out of Dodge now before everything goes down. And plus, he fears, and I believe he fears being removed from the bench. He doesn't want to go through that public humiliation. And that's another reason why he pretty much quit. So y'all have a wonderful afternoon.
Coffee. Follow me.